The Lost City of Atlantis. History's Greatest Mystery. Introduction. Atlantis. A legendary city said to have vanished beneath the waves in a single day and night. For over 2,000 years, the mystery of Atlantis has fascinated historians, scientists, and explorers. Was it a real place? A lost civilization? Or just an allegory created by the ancient philosopher Plato? Some believe Atlantis was an advanced kingdom that ruled the seas before a cataclysm wiped it from history. Others say it's nothing more than myth. But what if the truth is somewhere in between? Let's dive deep into the legend, explore the evidence, and uncover the real story of Atlantis. Plato's account, the origin of Atlantis. The first written mention of Atlantis comes from the Greek philosopher Plato around 360 BC. In his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, Plato describes Atlantis as a mighty naval empire that existed 9,000 years before his time, a civilization larger than Libya and Asia Minor combined. Atlantis was said to be a utopia, ruled by the descendants of Poseidon. The city was filled with temples, grand canals, and an advanced society unlike anything else in the ancient world. But over time, the Atlanteans became corrupt, greedy, and power-hungry. As punishment, the gods unleashed earthquakes and floods, sinking the entire civilization beneath the ocean in a single day and night of misfortune. Was Plato describing a real event? Or was Atlantis simply a parable, a warning about the dangers of greed and hubris? Many scholars argue that Plato invented Atlantis as a fictional story to illustrate moral and political lessons. But others believe his account was based on real historical events. Could Atlantis have been a real place? Throughout history, explorers and researchers have searched for Atlantis in locations all over the world. One of the strongest theories points to the island of Santorini in the Aegean Sea. Around 1600 BC, a massive volcanic eruption wiped out much of the Minoan civilization on Crete. This event caused devastating tsunamis, earthquakes, and the partial collapse of the island, leaving behind a sunken caldera. Archaeologists have discovered advanced Minoan cities beneath layers of volcanic ash, perfectly preserved, frozen in time. Could Santorini be the real Atlantis? The timeline doesn't match Plato's 9,000-year claim, but some argue that he may have exaggerated the numbers. This theory remains one of the most compelling historical explanations. Other theories. Where was Atlantis? Some researchers believe Atlantis was in the Atlantic Ocean, exactly where Plato said, beyond the Pillars of Hercules, known today as the Strait of Gibraltar. 19th century researcher Ignatius Donnelly theorized that a mid-Atlantic continent sank due to shifting tectonic plates. Others point to the Rishat structure in the Sahara Desert, also known as the Eye of the Sahara. This mysterious circular formation in Mauritania resembles Atlantis's ringed city layout described by Plato. Some believe it was once a lush, water-filled paradise before climate changes transformed it into a desert. Other proposed locations include the Caribbean, where underwater structures like the Bimini Road have been mistaken for ancient ruins. The Black Sea, where a massive flood around 5600 BC submerged vast areas of land. And even Antarctica, where some fringe theorists claim Atlantis lies beneath miles of ice. Despite these theories, no archaeological evidence has ever confirmed the existence of Atlantis. Science vs. legend. What really happened? Geologists argue that no large landmass the size of Atlantis could have sunk intact beneath the ocean. However, history shows that catastrophic disasters like the Thera eruption, earthquakes, and rising sea levels can rapidly erase civilizations. For example, the ancient city of Helike in Greece was swallowed by the sea in 373 BC. Could Atlantis have been a similar event, exaggerated and passed down through generations? Many historians believe Atlantis was a combination of real natural disasters and Plato's creative storytelling. Alternative theories, esoteric and conspiracy claims. Some alternative theories suggest that Atlantis was far more advanced than mainstream history tells us. The 19th century mystic, Madame Blavatsky, described Atlantis as the home of an ancient race with supernatural abilities. The psychic Edgar Cayce claimed that Atlanteans had access to free energy technology and even flying machines. Some conspiracy theorists even link Atlantis to ancient aliens, arguing that its knowledge was deliberately erased from history. None of these claims are backed by science, but they keep the mystery alive in popular culture. Conclusion: myth or reality? So, was Atlantis real? Most scholars agree that Atlantis was never a physical place, but a symbolic story created by Plato. However, some real events, like the destruction of Santorini, may have inspired the legend. Atlantis continues to fascinate us because it represents something deeper, our desire to uncover lost knowledge and the fear that great civilizations can vanish in an instant. The search for Atlantis may never end, but one thing is certain: its legend will live on forever. Call to action. What do you think? Was Atlantis a real lost civilization or just an ancient myth? Leave a comment below and let's discuss. And if you love uncovering the world's greatest mysteries, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.